yeah. I wanna visit all the places nobody goes. I wanna teach all the things that nobody knows. I wanna grow wings, leave the coop, learn to fly. Bungee jump from the tallest building in Dubai. I wanna fly around town in my UFO. I wanna eat real food, not the GMOs. I wanna make moves, call the shots like the boss. I wanna love like I never lost.
Today's episode of Desertwood Days with Kathy Blaze was sponsored by Dork Publishing. Visit them at dorkpublishing.com.
Welcome back to Desertwood Days. I am so excited for you to meet our next guest. He's an entrepreneur, actor, filmmaker, and he's also the owner of Burger Rush. Let's welcome Mr. Jerome Green. Hello there.
Hey.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Good to see you.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Jerome Green.
Uh-huh.
I've been knowing you for quite a while, and you've been doing a lot out here in our community.
Absolutely. Trying to stay busy. Trying to keep up with you. That's
Okay.
That's a hard lane to stay in.
But as far as the things, thank you for all the things that you do in our community. You know, a lot of times when entrepreneurs are doing things, people see it as them doing it. I mean, that's just their business and that's what they're doing. But you're adding it to our community.
Absolutely.
So that's
Absolutely.
awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I want our audience to feel like they know Jerome also. Where are you originally from?
Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know
It's a
why
show
I
me
thought
state.
you were a native Arizonian.
No. I don't claim that yet.
You know, kick him out. How long you been here in Arizona?
Oh, my Lord, Kathy. Now you're going to try to tell my age.
No, I don't know. We don't have to.
Probably about 50, 45 years probably
You've
now.
been here, you came when you were the baby.
Yeah, I was 16.
Oh, okay.
16 years old when I got here, when I arrived.
Okay.
So,
Wow, that's a long time.
yes, ma'am.
And you better claim us. You've been here that long.
Oh, no. I still got that KC vibe thing going on. You know, I try to get back when I can. It's been a while, but, still got family there as well.
Oh,
so.
okay. So, Jerome, when I met you, it was in the film industry, acting and performing. I know you've done a lot in that industry also.
Mhm.
So, as you're wearing your shirt Runners, I'm very proud to say I was a part of that
Absolutely.
film. Why don't we talk a little bit about Runners, because it's still out there. It's still, a valuable asset that hopefully you're doing something with, or you have plans for it, or
Yeah.
Okay. Where did the idea of Runners, your feature film, come from?
Actually, I wanted to kind of get something for that intermediate city where I wanted to kind of see or let people see that drugs is pretty much is taking over our communities, and it's starting with our children.
Right.
So I kind of created this whole Runners ideal where, hey, what if I get batons and put drugs in those and have our kids be the runners for those off the track teams, but also create this atmosphere of these so-called drug dealers creating track teams so they can kind of maneuver their drugs through that form.
Okay.
So that's where I kind of came up with it, and then I said, okay, Runners. And I just kind of stuck with that and just kind of written everything right, based off of that.
Okay. And even though I want to throw this out there too, because it's an urban film, talk about drugs, that's not what it's all about.
No.
There is a very positive aspect to it also, because you have Coach who's in the community working with these kids to keep them off the street.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was Coach Miles.
Yeah.
Coach Miles was actually from the streets. He's been there. He's done time. He really wanted to come back and give the community a solid foundation. So he was totally against anybody that was a drug dealer or from the streets. He was pulling them in, and him and a couple of track members became really close. He became close to those guys,
Right.
Which created a whole dramatic effect, and it was pretty impactful.
And that is a theme I can say. I was talking with another director a couple of days ago, and we were talking about a film that he's doing now. And I love the diversity that our filmmakers nowadays are thinking outside the box.
Hmm.
I mean, we you've been around for a while, so you know here in Arizona we tend to go to horror films.
Yeah.
I love comedies, or I mean, we don't see a lot of the urban films or the um, other types films, gangster.
Right.
I mean, we don't see a lot of that stuff
Right. Right.
because I don't know if that's because it's harder to get to be authentic and get the tools that they need for those types of films. I don't know, but we don't see that. So I'm happy to see that you guys brought in that element and showing something different.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
happy to see that.
Yeah.
That is one thing on this film. We get to showcase a lot of great talent that brings their content here to share with our audience.
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
we've seen a lot of good stuff here lately.
Yeah, and I had an awesome co-writer and an assistant director, which also he was the cinematographer. My co-writer was, I kind of sat down with him. We met a few times,
Mm.
and he was really amazing. He understood my vision, what I was trying to accomplish
That
too.
which is important.
Yes, because I had already had the whole script, wrote, and we came back and we made quite a few adjustments, but
Okay.
yeah, we wanted to make sure that there was a positive message,
Right, right.
as you know. So
Yes.
yeah, and that's what we strive for.
Right. And you know what? I brought that up because you also brought in individuals for the community that
Yeah.
were assisting and helping.
Yeah.
So it was a community film.
Yeah, you know, when I started out, I wanted to make sure that because Arizona, we have a lot of beautiful locations. We have an awesome weather,
Right.
but we don't get that love that we get like for Cali. And
Right.
and Cali is the
Right.
the
But that's why they
hub of
come.
everything. But they
But
come.
that's why they come here.
Exactly. So I wanted to say that because at first I was going to cast a couple of the lead roles out of Cali. Then I went back to a young lady when I was auditioning quite a bit here, Faith Hibbs,
Mm-hmm.
and we sat down and we talked, and we just came up that let's just do it out, everybody out of here. So we just started casting, and then it was actually almost the last role that we just couldn't pinpoint no one, and we almost went to Cali again, and then the next day we came back and we had a couple of guys, last minute guys come in and they just killed
They
it.
killed it.
Oh yeah, they killed it, and it just went on. And then actually we did a lot of, just pretty much like everybody else in the independent film market. We did a lot of the film festivals, and we got accepted for quite a few film festivals. We won a few little awards with it, but it just didn't get past that next niche that we needed to be.
And I think that's because, with urban films,
Yeah.
it's that way.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of them out there.
It is.
And there just have to be something extra special that someone, not saying that Runners isn't special, but it has to catch the right person's eyes, or it gets lumped into all the other urban films if someone isn't seeing that vision that you saw in it.
Yeah.
That is
And
awesome.
you know what was interesting too, and then sometime even when you have the independent films, sometime if you connect a known name, then maybe that'll help give it some legs to move as far as forward as well. So I actually sat down at that particular time with DMX because he was actually going to play Luke. I was going to see if I can to try to make that happen. But there were some things going on in his life at that point in time that
I could have seen him as Luke.
Yeah, because Luke was a cold piece.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but other than that, it's
And
even,
can I stop you right there to show you were a good director, very good director.
thank you.
And I'm not just saying that because you're sitting right here in front of me, because you brought a young man into that role that had never really acted before, a shy man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if he was sitting, that you saw him somewhere, he's sitting there, you probably wouldn't even go up and say hi to him. He just didn't look like he would give you eye contact. But when he came that character,
Yeah.
he was Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you saw a totally different person, so you really directed him
Yeah.
very well.
And you know what's weird about that for Luke, you know, because I was actually going to track meets, just trying to get that vibe and see how the you know the motor runs and things of that nature. And he was at these track meets because he had kids who was on the track meets.
Yes.
I for something that just caught my eye with him, his whole mannerism, his demeanor, the way he wore his wardrobe. He was just, I was like, man,
That was Luke.
That was Luke, man. And then, like you said, and then one day I just said, okay, I done seen enough.
Yeah.
And I just approached him. I said, look, hey, this is what I got going on. You interested? He said, hey, I ain't never acted there in my life. I said, I think I can help you with that.
Right.
And we did. And I thought he did a really, really good job.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. You've done a lot of work with entertainers in our community.
Yes.
But now I want to touch on you've created a new venture here in Arizona that supports our community, supports entertainers, you know what, families, everyone.
Yeah.
And it's located in Tempe, Arizona.
Absolutely.
And it is called Burger Rush.
Oh, yeah, Burger Rush.
Burger Rush, where did this idea come from?
Well, you probably didn't know this, but when I was a youngster, younger than what I am now.
Oh, okay.
You know, I worked in that fast food in market, and I've always wanted to own my own restaurant.
Oh, okay.
But I just, at that point in time, I just financially wasn't able. So when I was financially able, then I still stuck with that. So as I was looking for this, I ran into this broker, and I was kind of just sharing him, you know, my thoughts, what I'm looking for, so on and so on. And then he said, oh, I got 2 places for you, but there's one, I think you could really, really like it. So I kind of visit both of them, and then Burger Rush was the one I decided to go with. And it's been going ever since. I mean, it was a solid foundation, so it was already in the mix. So it's not like I brought it from ground up, but I kind of manipulated a little bit on the menu and things of that nature, because the menu was huge.
So Burger Rush is something that it already existed.
It was already existing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because what I was, you know, the direction I was going, it was going to be called Speedy Burger.
Oh, okay.
So I said, okay, both got a little speed to it. Burger Rush, Speedy Burger, because I wanted that concept.
Burger Rush rolls off the tongue really well.
Yeah. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to change anything. So I just, like I said, I just modified the menu, and then I just, you know, kept it at Burger Rush. It was already doing well until that name thing. What's that called?
We're not calling his name.
So. But other than that, I still was able to maintain and hang in there.
Congratulations.
So right now,
because a lot of business.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they lost their business because of that thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, for one thing, like I told you, I think it's in a prime location off of Broadway and Tempe. That used to be an old Wendy's location.
Back in the day, about 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah, because I used to stop there all the time. Because it's right there on Broadway, so it's easy to get in and get out of there.
Right.
So Burger Rush has been around for how long now?
Burger Rush actually have been existing probably, I want to say 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, and I've had it probably now 3.5 years.
Oh, okay.
So it's been doing pretty good.
Well, you have brought some life to it, because I can tell you that prior to you, I didn't know anything about Burger Rush, and I've been living in that side of town forever, and I knew nothing about it. So, congratulations on all that you put into it. Burger Rush is also this avenue that you're able to help in our community. You bring in entertainers in because you have open mics on Tuesdays. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, actually, I wanted to kind of provide a platform for entertainers in terms of, you know, people that want to do poetry, comedy. Then I got the karaoke night. You know, Sundays I have family night.
Okay.
So I'm trying to just create this whole drive to get people in and be able to even share their skills. If they're not on that level yet where they feel like they can, you know, perform in a huge audience, they can work and practice on their skills here. So typically the way I kind of got it based out from like 6 to 8 is kind of like open mic, so you can come and do that, whether it's Monday, like I
Come in
said,
and get their
poetry.
practice time.
Exactly, get your practice
Right.
time in and sharpen up your skills. And then at 8 o'clock, what I've been trying to do is have a feature, whether it's a feature as far as poetry or whether it's a feature as far as the comedy, and they'll perform at 8 o'clock. So,
Okay.
but still yet giving these guys a platform to kind of just do their work.
That's
Because
awesome.
like you said, as entertainers, you know as well as I know, sometime in Arizona, those doors are
Yeah, it's hard to squeeze through them.
exactly.
Right,
So
right. And as here, I always say, and I'll continue to say until I see different, that we're very cliquish here.
yeah,
Okay. I happened to meet our first guest here, Mr. Kirk Williams.
Yeah.
I met him at your establishment.
Yeah.
I mean, I had never met him before. If I didn't go there that night, I wouldn't have seen him.
right.
Because we are so spread out and we work in cliques around here.
Yeah.
And we don't want to let newbies in sometimes. And we
No.
have to get out of that. This is an industry.
Yeah.
And we should be able to work with whomever we want to.
Yeah. And you know the beauty about that too is that, and you're right, we don't have that open door like that. Everything that I do here, even like the coverage as far as coming in, there's no fee.
Right.
It's a free free coverage. Also too, as far as my features, I pay them.
Oh, okay.
So I give them an incentive to come in and do a good job as well.
Bring some friends.
Absolutely.
Share the word. Tell your friends.
Absolutely.
Right. And that's what it's all about, no matter what we're doing, whether it's being a filmmaker, being an actor, or owning a business. We want you to share the word. Tell someone about what we're doing out here. And I think a lot of times we tend to forget that piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
That
Absolutely.
we have to share it.
Right.
I mean, why not share something that's good with someone else?
Absolutely.
So you have open night, you have family night. Just give us an example of what's on the menu.
Ooh. You know, like I said, I've kind of downsized the menu, and the items that we have on there are fantastic. Most popular burger right now is our avocado bacon cheeseburger, our cowboy burger. I'm a big fan of that Ortega burger because I like a little spice, come with that little chipotle meal and the pepper jack cheese and the peppers.
Hush.
Girl. So, and then also too, as far as our zucchini, with the compliments of our fresh dressing and the chipotle dressing, our onion rings are awesome, the fries. And as you know, we have the bomb.com margaritas. If you want an awesome margarita, come to Burger Rush, 790 West Broadway
790 West Broadway
Yes,
Road.
Absolutely.
And to me, it's a place where you walk in, you're not feeling rushed.
No.
It's I'm gonna say home. You feel welcome.
Yeah.
The people at the register, they help you. They're friendly with a smile. You just don't feel rushed. Like, and you go to restaurants and places, you just feel like no one's paying you any attention. You don't feel welcome. And I watched how your people really interact with the customers.
Yeah.
They really give them attention that they need.
Absolutely. You know, customer service is huge.
It is.
You know, that's either going to make us or break us. And I make sure that our guys understand
because
that.
You're not one of these other bigger chains.
Exactly.
Right, because we've gone to big chains where customer service just stinks, but they still have a line around the building.
Absolutely. Isn't that crazy?
It is.
It's just crazy, you know, and sometimes, you know, when you're in the business, you go to a lot of places and sometimes you don't go there just to eat. You go down there, you're looking at customer service, you're looking at how clean it is, you're looking at all these other
do that all the time.
aspects of it. And sometimes I go to these places and I'm sitting in line for 45 minutes, 30 minutes, like, what the heck? And then I get people that sit in our line for 5 minutes. And, it's like, I mean, where's the love, you know? But those big chains, they I guess they've earned it and stuff.
So what do you want people to know about Burger Rush?
Well, for one, we cook our burgers. It's off mesquite wood. It's almost kind of like in your backyard. So it's real mesquite wood. It's not that mesquite coal. It's the real wood, and it's on the flame and it's on a grill, and that there alone just changes the name of how our burgers are done.
Okay, sounds good. And the margaritas.
And those margaritas.
Oh
man, you have to get a song for that one.
So, what's coming up next for Burger Rush? Open mics?
Well, we got open mic, like we said, every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. This Wednesday we have a young lady, Justina, which is from
Okay.
poetry. She's phenomenal,
Okay.
awesome. Also, we're gonna treat everybody this Tuesday for our comedy night with two comedians, Tara Shakespeare and T. Dot. I had an opportunity this past Sunday to go see Tara at the House of Comedy.
Uh-huh.
Oh my lord!
Oh my goodness.
Oh my lord! That lady is hilarious.
Awesome.
Funny as all outdoors, I'm telling you. So
we're
she's
gonna
gonna be a
have to catch,
treat.
have
Yeah.
to catch Tara. Where can our audience reach you?
At Burger Rush, 790 West Broadway Road,
Okay.
Tempe, Arizona, 85282.
Okay.
I don't
And the
have
website for Burger Rush?
website is burgerrushaz.com.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us here today.
No
It was
problem.
such
It's a pleasure.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us here today at Desertwood Days, and we'll catch you next time.
Today's episode of Desertwood Days with Kathy Blaze was sponsored by Dork Publishing. Visit them at dorkpublishing.com.